Well, it has been stormy on Vancouver Island recently with snow and wind, but it's been stormy somewhere else too, and it could affect us. Bruce Kirkpatrick tells us more.
The quiet sun, the active sun, and the sun is nearing its active peak expected in 2013. There's a storm 150 million kilometers away, sending radiation and magnetic interference our way. The storm, which broke out on the sun at 6:30 this morning our time, takes 10 to 12 hours to wear itself out, says this physicist from the University of Victoria.
The solar flare will have effects on Earth. Some of the most important technical ones are certain satellite communications may be disrupted. If it was a very big flare, which it isn't right now, we might get some disruption in the power grid.
It's called a coronal mass ejection, and from the solar orbiting observatory around the Earth, it looks like this: charged particles by the billions, which are particularly of concern to those who rely on satellites for information. Astronomers in Greater Victoria watch solar storms from the observatories on Little Saanich Mountain.
The radiation from almost entire spectrum gets released. Radio waves, optical, gamma rays, yeah, you name it.
Are we in trouble?
Not this time.
The solar storm contains flares that are bigger than the Earth itself. It can cause problems for aircraft traveling near the poles. Czech News has been told by electronics specialists that emergency communications should not be adversely affected. Some AM radios may crackle a bit, but if you're in orbit...
NASA monitors this very carefully. They don't think there's a big risk with this particular flare, but they do have a shielded area on the International Space Stations in which the astronauts there can take refuge. So they might spend a few hours there just as a precaution.
This is the strongest radiation event that we have had in a number of years, actually.
It's a geomagnetic storm too, which can create this, quite a light show over Norway. The lights can be seen further south, cloud cover notwithstanding. Auroras in the sky. The whole thing should be over by Thursday, until the next time the sun decides to flare in our direction.